Okay, so here comes part two. So again, there was like zero hopes and zero expectations. Like I didn't carry like tall, big dreams that oh my life is gonna change and like all of these things. I wished that would happen, but I was like pretty open minded. I did not know anything about Vipassana or anything except for the fact that okay they make you sit down and meditate for like 10-12 hours a day, and I don't know how I was going to get through. I in fact had zero habit of sitting on the floor with cross-legged position for I had zero experience in sitting down on the floor for more than like 10 minutes. And the first few days, like since I was pretty young, so they did not like let me sit on a chair or give me any back support or anything. Although I asked for it on the first day, they said okay, no, we cannot, like you need to ask the teacher or stuff like that. And the first day I was so uncomfortable. I would like wake up from my like within like an hour session, I'd wake up at least two times or at least minimum one time. I'd go out or just like go out for a stroll or like have water or like just go to my room and like just get some like I was in so much pain. And the first evening after the session, I actually went to the teacher and asked if I can get like a chair. And the teacher was like, no, you're like super young, like it's you should try and do this and you can do it. I was like upset, but I was like okay, fine, maybe it will get better. And I was very restless. I could barely sit for 10 minutes without like trying to look around or just like keep my eyes closed. And I was extremely restless. My mind would wander off continuously, like literally every 5 seconds, every 2 seconds I'd be thinking about the past or the future or like different things. And uh, I don't know if it was just me trying to keep myself entertained doing all of this, but oh my god, I was very restless. I had zero control on my thoughts, and I was absolutely like restless like monkey jumping from one thought to the other constantly. Like my mind was just not accepting this. And then day two was also similar, but the back like before that I had gone for a very strenuous hike, and I had like absolutely killing pain in my calves and my upper thighs. And somehow like the first day I told that to the teacher, and she said like, oh, that's about the past, like now you're in the present, so like think about the present. And then day two, that got worse, and I had extremely bad back pain. And I again like told the teacher like twice actually, one in the afternoon and once at night. Again I went to her and I requested, please can you do something for me, please let me be comfortable. And the teacher was like, no, like like comfortable is not something like you need to chase. I want you to like develop the strength and the willpower and the courage. And I don't know, I was like again upset that why is this teacher not like, it's such a small request to be accommodated on like a comfortable seating position. Maybe that helps me meditate better or it eases my anxiety. And I used to tell the teacher every time I would go meet her. I think I was one of those like naughty students who would like go to the teacher, or like she noticed me basically. I was like a backbencher. I was like literally on the second or third last like row, and she could absolutely tell that this girl is so restless and she's super uncomfortable, or her mind is just not here and she's like wandering off in different directions. And then I was like waking up from the sessions like multiple times, and I was not sitting through the one full hour at least as well. And it was a little embarrassing, but I actually then started to open up to her. And I try like I think on day 3 again, so again on day 2 I complained, and there's like, no, she said no, we cannot do like a chair or something for you. Then again I was like a little disappointed. Then day 3 came, and oh my god, I was in a lot more pain, and the only thing I was enjoying was the meals. And the other thing that I was enjoying was like napping every single free second. On day 1 I had thought like, oh my god, every single free second I'm gonna go on walks and I'm gonna just walk a lot and do a lot of walking, but somehow my body was just so exhausted and so tired that every single free second I got, I would just fall asleep, and I'd fall really like deep, fall into really deep sleep. And so that was the trajectory for day 1, 2, 3. And then on day 3, something happened, like in the afternoon meditation, like group session. Again, like I had gone to the teacher in the afternoon, like at 11:45 to 12:15, you can go meet the teacher. And I had gone to meet the teacher, requested again that please somehow can you do something for me, and she said no. And I don't know, it just made me feel so angry. I was really angry, that this is such a simple thing I'm requesting. It's not even like anything too cumbersome. And like, why is the teacher not like doing something for me? She can clearly see I'm in so much pain and I'm so restless. And I actually started to open up to her a little bit about my like struggles for the last like year or so. And still, like, she did not show compassion or empathy. I thought of it that way at that point. And then in the afternoon session, like, I actually was so irritated that I did not even want to go for lunch that day. But somehow, like, my tummy was growling, and I decided it's fine, like, I am not going to take out my anger on food, I'll at least eat. So I went there and then I had lunch. And in the afternoon session, um, when everyone was meditating, this memory of like the pain and the discomfort came to me, and I was very angry. And this combined with a few other incidents, like from the past year and from the past like several years, from the past like 2 3 decades, came up to me, where I was very angry on other people for different things, where like people who were older than me or authority figures had like hurt me, harmed me, or like not be nice to me. And I was expected to respect them and keep quiet. And those bottled memories came up, and I was in so much pain, so much anger. From those memories, I started to cry in the session. Luckily, no one noticed. I think it was like no one noticed, and as like really crying. And then somehow, like, I managed to calm myself, and I went out. I drank a lot of water and like distracted myself a little bit. And then I told one of the volunteers about this, that in the afternoon session I was like really I was upset about something and I cried. And the volunteer was like, oh, it's actually good, you should talk to the teacher about this, you like releasing a lot of stuff, your meditation is going good. So then I was like, okay, maybe it's working, I don't know. And then again in the evening, I went to the teacher and I told her, actually, I confessed to her that I was actually angry about this. And I started to cry. And then she told me that I want you to focus on the present moment, not think about, all these memories which are bringing you all this pain. Be in the present moment. And then that day, my prayers were finally heard, and she actually approved for me to get like back support, so I can like at least sit in peace. So on day 4, I was gonna get my back support, and I was so thankful, so excited, so happy. I cannot like describe in words the relief, the sigh of relief that washed all over me. I was very happy. And she actually was very nice. I actually, as the more I was opening up to her, she would like be very warm, welcoming and comforting to me. She would say, okay, now don't worry about anything, go to your room and sleep peacefully, sleep with a happy feeling in your heart. And I was feeling a little like connected to the teacher. And then day 4, I was so thrilled. Like early morning, I had the back support on my seat, and obviously you cannot, like over there you cannot change your seats. I had requested the volunteer a lot of times before that, hey, can I change my seat, can I sit by the wall? And like they did not allow me. They said you need permission from the teacher. And I was like, okay. So that's as like petitioning to the teacher 2 times a day for all those first 3 days to like help me. And the teacher also, the one look at me, and she said, I know, I can see that you are very restless and you have like a lot going on in your mind, that you're not even able to sit for like 1 hour or like 30 minutes, and I can see all of that. And she's like, just give it your best, everything will be better. And somehow she just kept motivating me. So I think day 3 somehow day 4 onwards it got slightly better. At least the back pain and the the feet that were like literally killing me from pain, that started to feel a little better, a little bearable. I could sit through the hour with a little less breaks. And then my teacher also noticed those improvements, and every day in the afternoon and at night I would actually go at least once a day. I think I went to the teacher and talked to her about like the pains I was carrying or the problems in life, and like just giving her an update that okay, today in this session, in this 3 to 4 session, or in this group sitting, I could actually like meditate a little better. And she would also tell me that yes, I'm noticing all the improvements that are happening to you. I can actually see that like from my seat. And I was like so touched that although she is like looking after, like actually monitoring like 50 students, she is actually paying like personal attention. I was very touched. And so that was one of the breakthroughs in my the first like 3-4 days. And then things started to get better. And one of the other things was the center I was at was just serving like vegetarian meals. They did not cater to like vegan meals, like, right? So they would serve like chapatis, Indian chapatis, and they would like the chapatis would be in ghee, and would have ghee applied on them, and ghee is like not vegan. And so I would try and avoid the milk products. Like I would not have milk or tea or coffee. Sorry, they did not actually have coffee on day 1. I actually had brought instant coffee from home, and like one of the volunteers asked me not to use it, and asked me to speak to the teacher. So on day 1, I actually spoke to the teacher about coffee, and she said no. And I said to her, oh, I'm like, my sleep is not like right, and I may fall asleep during the day. And she just said like, trust the process, don't use any coffee. And like one of the precepts you take is to not lie or steal. So obviously I did not use any coffee in those 10 days, and I'm glad somehow my sleep cycle just fixed itself. And so yeah, again coming back to the vegan thing. So on the first 1 2 3 days, the volunteer was like very accommodating. Should actually get me rotis without ghee, or like just get me like plain bhakris and give it to me during lunchtime. And I was so grateful to her. So it was like working fine. I was eating well, and one of those things I was looking forward to that got me through the painful like pain over there, like physical, emotional, was like the lunchtime, the meal times. And I was enjoying it. So on I think day 4 or 5, the volunteer was someone had like changed shifts in the kitchen, and the volunteer who was assigned there actually refused to give me like the rotis without ghee, unless like I got like a permission slip from the teacher. And I think on day 1 I had just informed casually to one of the volunteers that like, hey, I don't like have milk products, so would it be like possible if I can get this without ghee? And like she was okay, and she used to actually help me in the lunch hours. But then this new volunteer said, I need to have like a permission from the teacher. So I was a little upset about it, but then I was like, it's fine. Like then I didn't have rotis at afternoon. I was actually a little hungry, and my stomach was growling before like 5 p.m. I was constantly looking for the watch, but I was like, it's fine, like maybe next day I will like manage to get it, right? So then okay, I said it's fine. I did not actually go and speak to the teacher about this, because I did not like want to draw more attention. Anyways, the teacher had like just obviously noticed me, so I did not want her to like again know me for this, like being so demanding. So then I think that day I just went on. The next day, I think it was day 5 or 6 or something. Then again, I don't have the exact like recollection what happened on which day, because we did not have like pens or anything to jot down these things, right? But I remember it from my memory. So I think on the next day again, it was the same volunteer in the kitchen, and I was like, oh God, again, I actually directly went to the kitchen and asked the kitchen like staff to make me like separate rotis. And the earlier days they were done with the cooking. So I thought maybe that's the reason she's asking me for this permission slip from the teacher, because like, she doesn't want to like give them more work, or the cooking was already done for the day. But then that day, the next day, they're clearly making the food, clearly making the bhakris. And I actually went and told them directly, that, hey, can you like, keep, 2 or 3 like small bhakris for me aside without any ghee. And they actually said yes to me, and I was like so glad. But then again, like, I saw the volunteer, and oh god, I was like, I don't know how to, like, then again I actually, like, I couldn't like cross her and just go directly to the kitchen and get those bhakris, because like she was there, she was watching everyone. So I actually again tell her, and she again asked me, did you get a note from the teacher? And I said no. And then she's like, oh, so then I cannot help you, you need to get a note from the teacher. And I was like, I couldn't even tell her that, hey, I've directly told the kitchen staff, because then she'd be like, you cannot directly like make requests to the staff. So again, I was like annoyed with her, that why she, like, in fact, like, I was not asking anything extra, I was asking for something less, right? So I was annoyed with her. And then again that afternoon, I did not eat well, and I was so angry, that, why is this simple request also not being accommodated? And again, like, I was hungry, and I went back, and in my meditation session that afternoon, I felt that anger wash all over me. And then I decided to do something about it. That evening, again after 9, I went to the teacher and I told her that, can I, like, no, I think the next afternoon I told the teacher that, can I get like, can I have this, modification, can I get like separate rotis or bhakris for me in the afternoon? And the teacher actually, at first she agreed, and then she asked me the reason, and I said, okay, I just don't eat this at home. And then she said, it's not gonna make, like, we cannot cater to everyone's customizations, because then there are so many students and everyone is going to start requesting for a new thing, and it's just not possible for the kitchen staff to accommodate to all of these like restrictions. So you need to eat what is cooked, or if you cannot eat what is being cooked, eat something else. So instead of rotis, eat rice. And I was like, again, a little upset with it, but then I was like, okay, fine, there's nothing I can do about it. So again, in my meditation session, I was like angry about it. I felt that anger arise, and somehow just managed to like wash it over me. I did not like react or respond. I just felt like a little bit of bitterness towards the volunteer and the teacher as well, for like not, like, again, because I was not like eating well. Then I said, it's fine, like, I just got to make the best of it. Like, from the next days onward, I just started to have like a bigger serving of rice, or I'll just eat the vegetables by themselves, and just manage somehow. Then I think on day 8 or 9, when we had the lecture where everything came together, I understood the real reason for this. I'll come to that later. So, okay, these were the two big things that got me a lot of anger and brought out a lot of emotions for me when things didn't go my way, or when my like simple requests are not being accommodated. I felt a lot of like, when I had to respect authority figures, even when I felt like they were wrong, all of these like past things came back to me. So again, like, I'll continue in part 3.